Devas Pranam. Our glorious Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and association in this Bhakti Sangha conference call. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We are really fortunate to hear from you today. Thank you, Prabhuji. You can please take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, text number, chapter 29, text number 85. Adhyatma Paroksham Idam Maya Adigatam Adbhutam Evam Striya Ashramaha Pumsaha Chinna Amruta Cha Samshayaha. Adhyatma Paroksham Adhyatma Paroksham Mayadigatam Adbhutam Evam Striyashrama Pumsa Pumsas Chinnumbrata Samshayaha Adhyatma Paroksham Maya Digatam Adbhutam Evam Striyashrama Pumsas Chinnumbrata Samshayaha. Word to word meaning. Adhyatma, spiritual. Paroksham, described by authority. Idam, this. Maya, by me. Adigatam, heard. Adbhutam, wonderful. Evam, thus. Triya, with a wife. Ashramaha, shelter. Pumsas, of the living entity. Chinnaha, finished. Amrita, about life after death. Cha, also. Samshayaha, doubt. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The allegory of King Puranjana, described herein according to authority, was heard by me. It is full of spiritual knowledge. He can be relieved from the bodily conception and will clearly understand life after death. Although one may not understand what transmigration of the soul actually is, one can fully understand it by studying this narration. Purport. The word Priya, meaning along with the wife, is significant. The male and female living together constitute the sum and substance of material existence. The attraction between male and female is this material world is very strong. In all species of life, the attraction between male and female is a basic principle of existence. The same principle of intermingling is also in the human society, but is in a regulative form. Mental existence means living together as male and female and being attracted by one another, however, by being attracted by one another. However, when one fully understands spiritual life, his attraction for the opposite sex is completely vanquished. By such attraction, one becomes overly attached to this material world. It is a hard knot within the heart. Pumsastriyamitu nibhavametam tayormityoradaya grantimahu atho grihakshetra sutapta vittir janasya mohoyamaham mameti. Everyone comes to this material world attracted to sense gratification. And the hard knot of sense gratification is attraction between male and female. By this attraction, one becomes overly attached to the material world in terms of Griha, Kshetra, Sutta, Apta, Vitta. That is home, land, children, friends, money, and so forth. Thus, one becomes entangled in the bodily conception of I and mine. However, if one understands the story of King Puranjana and understands how by sexual attraction Puranjana became a female in the next life, one will also understand the process of transmigration. Om Gyanvirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Gandrita Shivisha Kanvita He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastude Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. We have come to the last verse of the Puranjana Upakhyanā. Puranjana Upakhyanā is a very wonderful Upakhyanā which has been described till now. And in the 84th and the 85th verse, two verses, the Phala Shruti means by hearing what is the Phala or Shruti Phala means by hearing this Puranjana Upakhyanā, what is the benefit what we are going to get? What is the result of it? Like every prasanga in Bhagavatam has got a Shruti Phala. What is the result of hearing Bhagavatam is also described. Within Bhagavatam, there are so many prasangas. What is the result of it? It is also described. Now, in the previous verse, Etan Mukunda Yashasa Bhuvanam Pumam Punanam Puranam Devarshivaryamukha Nishritamatmasocham Yakirtyamanam Ajigachati Parameshtyam Nasmin Bhave Bhamati Mukta Samastabhandaha. Now, basically, Puranjana Upakhyanā has been told for what is the purpose. The purpose is to defeat the Karma Kanda philosophy, Karma Mimamsa philosophy. So we have a philosophy or we know the 6 systems of philosophy: Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Purvamamsa, and Uttarvamamsa. Purvamamsa is also known as Karma Kanda, Karmamamsa, and the Uttarvamamsa is also called as Vedanta. Now, there has been a struggle between these two kinds of people. One of those who are the Vedantists, the Jnanis, and other side you have the Karmis, the Karma. Some people who say work is worship, just work. And you enjoy in this world and do some work, do some karma, sacrifices, do your kartavyas, then go to heaven and enjoy. The ultimate result of ultimate happiness is only in heaven. And Shine Punyamrutu Lokamash, no problem, come again, do some karma, good karma, and go back again to heaven. On the other hand, there are some people who say this karma, sense enjoyment is nonsense, it is temporary. It is full of misery. Even the process of sense enjoyment, to achieve that, you require to work hard. That is misery. And even that sense enjoyment in itself is also misery. So what is the use? What is the use of sense enjoyment? Let us get out of this world, because anyhow, even if you go to Swarga, you have to come back. Even though you become a rich man, you have to die one day. You have to go to the hospital. You will not be spared. Corona doesn't spare anyone. A rich man, old man, whether you're in America or in India, it doesn't spare anyone. So this miserable world, get out of this. So in this way, there's always been a tug of war between the Karmis and the Jnanis. So they have written philosophy. The Karma Kanda people, they wanted a philosophy so that they can prove that sense enjoyment is eternal. They have proved that sense enjoyment is eternal. You'll be shocked to hear how they have proved sense enjoyment is eternal. They say mango, you say mango is only available during summer. After summer, no mangoes. But don't worry, another summer is going to come. So another summer, so there is eternal cycle. So though there is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, but this is a cycle, is eternally going on. So eternity is found in material world only. It is not elsewhere. There is no spiritual world. And what about God? God is only karma phala pradata. Whatever good you do, he has to do you good. If you do bad, he has to give bad. So this God is a puppet in your hands. God is nothing but a puppet in your hands of karma. He is karma adhina. He is somebody called Apurva, who there's no Purva. Apurva, eternally there. God is eternal, but subserviently to the jivas. God is subservient to the jiva's karma. So this is their philosophy. So the whole Puranjana Prakhyana has been described to actually destroy this philosophy of karma mimamsa or purva mimamsa. Because Puranjana was very much intoxicated by karma. That means Prachina Bhari. This is a story of Prachina Bhari. He was so much intoxicated with karma that wherever he went, he just practiced this karma mimamsa, the karma kanda, for then the process karma kanda, and going to heaven is their destination. He was not knowing that ultimately it is full of misery. So Narada, he came and destroyed this concept in the mind of Prachina Bhari by speaking this allegorical story. So that is why it is described etan mukundasya yashasa. Very interesting to see mukundasya yashasa. The glory of Mukunda. But have you heard glory of Krishna in the entire Prasanga? Almost like 4 chapters. Have you seen any glory of Mukunda being sung? Krishna's name being described? No. Then why is it described in 84th verse that it is the glory of Mukunda? Because it's glory of bhakti. How bhakti has conquered karma and jnana, especially karma, has been described in particular Prasanga. So glory of devotion to Krishna is actually glory of Krishna. Glory of devotion to Krishna is glory of Krishna. And if you really want to glorify devotion, you have to glorify devotee. That is how Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Goswami says. In the Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami, while describing the glory of devotion, he said, nobody can understand the glory of devotion until unless they hear about a devotee who is having devotion in the heart. That is where he quotes this beautiful verse. That is, Samipya Srashti Salokya Srashti Samipya. Diyamanam Nigrananti Vatsevanam Vina Vatsevanam Jana. My devotees, they don't accept. Even liberation. Krishna says, oh, come to Vaikuntha. I'll give you the same form as mine. You can sit near me. I don't know. Okay, any service is there, let me know. I'll do anything. So this is the glory of a devotee. So if you really want to know the glory of a devotee, you should know. You want to know the glory of devotion, you should know the glory of a devotee. But here, if you know the glory of devotion, then you know the glory of Krishna. This is how the step by step. The glory of devotee reveals glory of devotion, and the glory of devotion reveals glory of Krishna. Vaikuntha Vijayaha. Vaikuntha Vijayaha. How Krishna conquers by his mercy. What is his mercy? Devotion. And devotion, glory is understood by devotees. Tomorrow we are celebrating the Prabhupada's appearance. On that day we sing the glories of Srila Prabhupada. And singing the glories of Srila Prabhupada, he was residing in Vrindavan. Liberated soul. Residing in Vrindavan. But he just gave up even residence of Vrindavan to serve Krishna. That is the glory of a devotee. And that reveals devotion. How much devotion? Just imagine. His devotion was overflowing from the heart of Srila Prabhupada. He thought, I want to give it to people. Condition. Srila Prabhupada would have gone back to God quite well being in Vrindavan. But still, he did not. So, in this way, as much as the glories of devotee reveals the glory of devotion, which is actually described in the entire section of Vrajamandal, is describing the glory of Mukunda. Etan Mukunda Yashasa Bhuvanam Puranam. It is purifying the entire, all the people, the whole world. Bhuvanam Punanam means all the people are completely purified just by hearing this then goes on further saying, this Puranjanupakyana came from the mouth of Narada. Devar Shivarya Mukhan Shritam Atma Saucham. And even it is continually sung by Brahma. It said, Yat Kirtyamanam Adhigachati Parameshtyam. Parameshtyam. Brahma, he is still glorifying this Puranjanupakyana. Nasmin bhave brahmati mukta samasta bandhaha. Nasmin bhave. By doing so, by hearing this Puranjanupakyana, you will not come back to this material world again. That is why Nasmin bhave brahmati. You will not come back to this world again, wander. Mukta samasta bandha. Delivered from all kinds of bondage in this way. The previous verse talks about, that means 84th verse, talks about the Shruti Phala of this wonderful Upakyana, Puranjanupakyana. So let us go to today's verse. It is also talking about Shruti Phala in an essential way. How it happens, that is described here. Adhyatma parokshamidam. You should understand the word paroksham. Paroksham means indirect. Upakyana is adhyatma. It is spiritual knowledge, but presented in an allegorical way. Presented with allegorical. Allegorical means paroksham. It indirectly present. Now we should remember why there is an indirect story being spoken. Directly, why Narada did not speak to Prachina Hari. Three kinds of people, you cannot talk to them directly. Just imagine when somebody is getting married. Young boy is so happy, young girl, she's so happy, both of them getting married. And they come to your blessings. Blessings or take blessings of sannyas. And I'm just about to get married. Sannyasi says to that young girl, is so happy, just about to get married. You're trusting him so much that he'll protect you throughout life. What if he dies just after getting married? It can happen, don't you? You're shocked. And this young boy who just comes and says, do you know these days the girls very well? How they are? Are you sure she doesn't have any boyfriend? Did not have any boyfriend before getting married to you? If you say something like this, do you think they will again come back to you? They can't. So you cannot tell something directly. It may be truth also. It's actually truth what is he speaking. That boy can die anytime. That is truth. This girl may be having some affair with somebody before. Who knows? Maybe, isn't it? It may be fact also. It may be, but it can be anyway. That is what Krishna says. What does he say in the Bhagavad Gita? Na buddhivedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam. Na buddhivedam janayet. Don't try to bheda, to diffuse the intelligence of those people who are engaged in karma. What do you do? Jyotsyat sarvakarmani. Vidvans chakras. One, what should do Vidwan? Samayutaha. One who is a Vidwan or intelligent person, or one who knows the truth, he should not break the intelligence of the people, divide the intelligence of people. That is, Buddhi Vedam he should not do. What he should do? Yuktaha, engage. Oh, when they both come, getting married. I bless you that you produce Krishna conscious children. And both of you worship Krishna, so that you will have a devotee as your son. And now you can make him a very nice devotee. So in this way, he blessed them. Marriage means that, oh Krishna, that I cannot serve you alone. I find myself incompetent to serve you alone. So we together serve. So in this way, what is he doing? Encouraging both of them to progress in Krishna consciousness. Na buddhi vedam jane. So especially those who are very attached. The time of marriage, or just before. After that attachment, I don't know what happens. But there's a lot of attachment. Like that. Everybody has some attachments. Those who are very much attached, don't give them direct spiritual knowledge. If you give them, you are driving away them. Any hope of spirituality which they are going to have in future, that will be destroyed. Number two, one who is very much distressed, like when Chitraketu, his son died. He was so much in distress, so much in distress. Narada did not directly speak to him spiritual knowledge. He made the son speak. So this is another point. So whenever somebody is very much attached to something, don't talk to them truth directly. You talk to them, but indirectly. That is why when Narada came, he saw Prachinapari so much attached to karma, so he had to speak in an indirect way. A third point, when somebody is too much miserable, when somebody is too much attached, when somebody is too much antagonistic, envious, of course we should reject them, but still I consider the case also. If somebody is very much antagonistic to sadhus or spiritual, just don't speak to them thankfully. Of course, somebody very empowered like Prabhupada can do that. He can tell rascals and all these things, but we don't have the power. So we have to use our intelligence. So the preacher should be very intelligent to preach Krishna consciousness. So when you bring a person to a level where he can hear the truth, then you can speak the truth. You have to be so intelligent in doing so. So Narada is very intelligent. That is why he started telling a story. Who doesn't want to listen to a story? That's a very attractive story. Wonderful story. The whole story, as and when it went by, Prachinabari understood it is not anybody's story, it is me, my story. Then he told Narada, please tell the truth, you are telling something. Then Narada re-explained the entire thing, whatever he spoke in this chapter. That is why Paroksham, the word is used, Paroksham, indirectly. Indirectly is also not a proper word in English. Paroksham, Paroksha. Adhyatma Paroksham idam maya adhigatam adbhutam. Maya adhigatam adbhutam. I have studied it. Maya adhigatam. So, Gurudev Goswami is telling that I have studied it. Maya adhigatam. How is it? It is adbhutam. Adbhutam. It is so wonderful. If you see the entire Purana Pakyan, the whole Sankhya, you can understand how the intelligence is functioning, how the senses are functioning, how the intelligence of two kinds, religious and religious, and both religious intelligence and irreligious intelligence, both are tamasic, tamasa buddhi. Just because somebody is having a religious intelligence, that doesn't mean something they are very spiritual. No. That is also tamasa buddhi. And there is one more intelligence, that is irreligious intelligence. Both are materialistic intelligence. Both are what intelligence? What kind of intelligence it is? It is Mudha Mate. Mate means intelligence. Mudha means fool. Foolish intelligence. Foolish intelligence is of two kinds: religious, irreligious. The previous chapter, irreligious. Previous chapter, religious intelligence has been described. So, Adbhutam, what a story it is. It is a wonderful story and revealing practically all the truths possible. In a way, the other person who is so attached also became self-realized. That is called preacher. Narada is a perfect preacher. There is a saying in Hindi saying that Sambi mare lati bhi natu. Sambi mare lati bhi natu. This is called transcendental diplomacy. And a diplomat in the affairs of this world, he doesn't speak the truth frankly. Probably I'm going to speak to you frankly. Then you cannot be a diplomat. Diplomat means you speak the truth, but in a very sophisticated way, using proper selected words. It's called diplomacy. If you are not a diplomat, you cannot be a proper materialist person also. What to speak of in spiritual? That is why diplomacy is actually, when it's used in Krishna service, a devotional service. Diplomacy used in Krishna consciousness is actually devotional service. Srila Prabhupada talks about it. When Ramananda Rai is using diplomacy to bring Prataprudra closer to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in that purport, it is described. Prabhupada says, Ramananda Rai was a great diplomat. What not only Ramananda Rai, Rupa Goswami was a great diplomat. Sanatana Goswami was a great diplomat. And Raghunath Das Goswami, such a great Vairagi, was a great diplomat. So in the ordinary affairs, you use diplomacy to bring a devotee closer to Krishna. In the same way, to bring a materialistic person closer to Krishna consciousness, closer to the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, you have to use allegorical. This is expertise. Srila Prabhupada says, one should present Bhagavatam in such a way that is interesting to the audience whom you are preaching to, whom you are talking to. So, though you may be a great scholar, but you should know how to present it. Narada is not only just a great scholar, a great devotee, but he knew, according to the audience, he would speak. So when it went to, when he was preaching to the sons of Daksha, so thousands and 10,000 sons of Daksha, they're all Narayan Sarovar on the border of Pakistan, where is the mouth of Saraswati River. Narayan Saras is there in Gujarat, Kutch. So that is the place where they were all doing tapasya. Narada gave direct instructions, spoke truth as it is in front of them. No question very indirect. All of them became sannyasis. Daksha became very angry. He sent another set of 1,000 people. And he did not tell much to them. Your brothers are so nice, and you are also so nice. And having such brothers is so great. So if you really want to achieve become great. Just follow what your brothers did. Then they also became. Then Narada came. Daksha became more angry and told, now I'll challenge you. Just see if you can make this person a sannyasi. I'll produce still daughters. Narada told, thank you very much. Keep your daughters and take care. So the expertise of the preacher can be understood. That is why it is said, Adbhutam. Adbhutam is so wonderful. Now, Evam. How did the story start? Whole story started when Puranjana, he saw the queen and accepted her as his wife. That is where everything started. All the problems started when Puranjana got married to the queen. You see, you can think of your own life. All problems started when you got married. Before that, no problem. It starts all after marriage. That is why among all the sanskar, the first one is what? Vivaha. First is Vivaha described, because that is the first sanskara. If you don't get married, no sanskar required, all over not required. So once you get married, Vivaha sanskara. And then all the sanskars start till you are taken to the graveyard, of course, Antim sanskar. The first one, what is described is Vivaha. Then only the child comes and Garbhadana, all these things happen. But all the problems starts because of this. Now, you say, Prabhuji, you are criticizing the Grahastha Ashrama, it's so wonderful. You are talking about it. How is it that Srila Prabhupada talks and purports so much about women? Actually, you should know, if you have studied this Puranjana Upakhyan very nicely, you should know this is Striya Shramaha, Evam Striya Shramaha. Pumsa means the soul here, and Striya refers to the materialistic intelligence. Tamasa Buddhi or Ahankara or materialistic intelligence, which Shankaracharya in his nice wonderful song is Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhajam Mudham Mate. Mate means intelligence. What kind of intelligence? Foolish intelligence, ignorant intelligence. Hey, how can you say? How can somebody having intelligence be ignorant? That is the problem. That is where everything starts. All the problems starts with your intelligence zone, because it is intelligence is tamasa. That means he's very somebody is IIT doing China, just boy, that means he's got a lot of tamasa. More intelligence doesn't mean he's more spiritual. Intelligence has nothing to do with spirituality, because it is tamasa buddhi. It is ahankara. The more he has materialistic intelligence, that means he has more ahankara. Because what is the first thing to be found, which actually binds us? It is tamasa buddhi, ahankara. And from the ahankara, in the mode of goodness, mind comes, mode of passion, intelligence, and what intelligence come, and mode of ignorance, all the tanmatras come, and all the panchamahabhutas come. That is how these three manifestations of the tamasa buddhi, or what is being described as three, that is how all the 24 elements are manifested, all the senses are manifested, the whole body is manifested, the whole universe is manifested, everything is manifested. Whether it is woman or man, the discussion is not about man and woman. Woman is also striya, man is also striya, because both have tamasa buddhi, both have accepted tamasa buddhi. So Srila Prabhupada gives the purpose of how horrible is the attachment between man and woman. Actually, in this algorithm, the real thing is attachment between the soul and the tamasa buddhi, materialistic intelligence. Because striya is ahankara. As you know, in the very first thing, if you go to the beginning of the Prachina Bari's story, that is the Gunjana Pakhyana, he goes, there was one person called Puranjana. He was actually living in a city called Pura. So this Pura is nothing at the body. And he had a friend called Avijnana, is Paramatma. Once he went out, he saw a queen. Who is that queen? None other than Ahankara, Tamasa Buddhi. So here, three actually doesn't denote to a woman, because a woman also has tamasa buddhi. A man also has tamasa buddhi. So here, striya shrama pumsaha means the soul which is bound by materialistic intelligence. That is the meaning. Evam striya shrama pumsaha. What is his condition? The condition, he wants to satisfy senses. Because the materialistic intelligence, it always thinks of how to enjoy, how to enjoy, how to enjoy. That is the only question. Anything he sees or she sees, what is the first thing which comes? How to enjoy. Yani Shasara Bhutanam. Tasya Jagat Sanyami. In that, Srila Prabhupada says there are two kinds of intelligence. One is spiritual, one is material. But if we are talking about here is material intelligence. And those who are having spiritual intelligence, they understand Puranjanopakya. And that can only come by a spiritual master. A teacher who actually teaches you Puranjanopakya, only through him we can get the spiritual intelligence by which we can differentiate between Sat and Asat. Generally, in this world, we call this person is intelligent person, depending or by measuring his capacity to accumulate the objects of senses, his capacity to enjoy. The two things. One is capacity to enjoy, the capacity to accumulate the objects of enjoyment. If somebody is very expert in making money and buying a nice house and getting a nice wife, getting a best car, so he's called very intelligent. But there is spiritual intelligence. What is spiritual intelligence? One who is able to recognize the sense enjoyment is useless. He has spiritual intelligence because it is temporary. It is not only temporary, it is miserable. It is just giving me misery, that's all, nothing else. Sense enjoyment gives us misery, dukkha and shashvatam. And is able to discriminate between sat and asat. Sabuddhiman manusheshu. Sabuddhiman, that person is buddhiman. Tamahu panditam buddhaha. Krishna says many times, he uses the word intelligence. That person is intelligent. Karmanya karma pashyeta, karmani cha karmaya. Sabuddhiman manusheshu. He is intelligent. And further he says, Aham sarvasya pravokta sarvam pravakte. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha. One who is able to discriminate between temporary and permanent. Sat asat bhedam. That is where the spiritual intelligence starts. So here the word evam striyashrama means one who has taken shelter of the materialistic intelligence, the tamasa buddhi or ahankara. Ahankara. Now, evam striyashrama pumsan chinnom brutacha samshayaha. It chinna means it destroys. By hearing this pastime, what it destroys? One gets freed from ahankara. By studying this, one gets freed from ahankara. And not only gets freed from ahankara, what happens? All the doubts, yes, about next life. Chinno amrita cha samshayaha, next life. Whatever doubts you have, everything will be destroyed. That means, don't worry what's going to happen next time. You'll go back home, back to God. That person will definitely go back home, back to God, and whoever studies this prasanga, because it is actually a software. This whole Puranjanopakya is a spiritual software. When you download into your consciousness, everything, whatever you see, you can see in connection with Krishna. You can see this world as it is. Bhagavad Gita as it is. You can see the world as it is. Not only that, in the third canto, 26th chapter, the beginning, it is the fundamental elements which are described: earth, water, fire, air, ether, all the senses, their functions, everything is described. Kapila describes this to Devahuti in the 26th chapter. Very nice chapter. If you really want to know what is Sankhya, everything is nicely described there. So there, Kapila says, Jnanam nishtresarthaya Purushasyaatmadarshanam yadahurvarnaye tatte hridayagranthi bhedanam. I'll explain to you that knowledge. The same knowledge about Sankhya, which is indirectly described by Narada Puranjana, is directly described by Kapila to his mother Devyuti. Very, very directly describes with all the categories of Ahankara, about senses, about mind, intelligence, everything is being described. Nice. Jnanam Nishresarthaya. I am going to give that knowledge, which gives you Nishresarthaya, it gives you self-realization. And I'll explain to the knowledge by which Purushat Syatma Darshanam Yadahur Paranyate Tatte Hriday Granthi Bedanam, by which your Ahankara is destroyed. Hriday Granthi is destroyed. Vidyate Hriday Granthi Chindante Sarasam Shakshiyante Chasya Karmani Devatmanishware. Hriday Granthi, the knot of material attachment, it is actually Ahankara. It is actually the knot. And so many different attachments are there. Ultimately, it is all connected to this Ahankara. Aham. Mama. Mama is also secondary. Mine is secondary. First is Aham, I. That is Bhedanam. That is why Sankhya has to be studied very nicely. When you study Sankhya very nicely, the Ahankara is destroyed. When the Ahankara is destroyed, that is the time, the heart, which is very humble. You can appreciate Krishna, Krishna Katha, Krishna Katha. So here we have this Puranapakyana, very wonderfully described by Narada to all of us. Chenno Mrita Samshaya. Going to Srila Prabhupada's purport, where he talks about Pumsa Striyaha. Last point I'd like to discuss and keep the time for question and answers, because there will be a lot of questions in this particular prasanga. So Narada, Srila Prabhupada giving a commentary to this particular person, he talks about how the whole material life is nothing but attachment between man and Maitunadhara. This world is Maitunadhara. Pumsastriya mituna bhavamekam mituni bhavamekam tayor mityo hriday granthi maho. Hriday granthi maho. This hriday granthi is not just because of man or not just because of woman. It is both. Both have problem. It is not that women create problem to man. Man also create problem to, because both of them they are the knot. It is so difficult once the knot is there. It is like people are fed up with each other. They even tell, get lost, or I am going to go, but still doesn't happen, doesn't go. Again after some time, oh sorry, forgive me, and it happens. It goes on. Why? Because of Hriday Granthi. Because of Ahankara. What is Ahankara? I am the enjoyer. Ato griha kshetra sutapta vitte janasya moho aham mameti. It grows. This Ahankara, it goes on growing as the time goes by. No spiritual advancement can happen automatically. Growth of the body happens, wrinkling happens, automatically it happens. Whether you want it or don't want it, death will come, old age will come, all these things will automatically come. Everything is automatic. But spiritual growth is not automatic. That is why one has to study. One has to study the scripture. And Srila Prabhupada talks about that there's only one way. When one gets attached to Krishna, fully understands spiritual life, the attraction, the opposite sex is completely empty. Completely. This attraction, one becomes so attracted to material world. It becomes a hard knot. Hriday Granthi. Vidyate Hriday Granthi. Chinnante Sarasam Shakshiyante Chasya Karmani. The more you go on hearing and get engrossed in Krishna consciousness, then Hriday Granthi will be automatically destroyed. We stop here. Any questions, please do ask. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the very, very beautiful class and clearly explaining this concept where the problem starts. And yeah, and I request all the devotees if they have any questions, they can ask now.
Okay, no questions. We can take it early off today. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you
Krishna.
so
Thank you,
much,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Will pay our obeisances. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की कमल प्रभु जी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Now we'll start our Vrajamandal Parikrama. See, doing this parikrama is so important, and we are doing it virtual. It happens quickly in 5-10 minutes. And actually, when you go there, then it is like you have to walk so much, and sometimes, like Mataji said, you don't have shoes, and sometimes so many problems happens. You don't get prasadam sometimes. So because of COVID, nobody is able to go, and we all are doing virtual parikrama. So our mind is there, even though we are inside the house, and we are getting the benefits same as the doing parikrama, the actual, and we are getting actually we are getting more knowledge. Even though we go there, we don't know, we just go and bow down to the deities, and we don't know about the all the pastimes and everything. But Mataji is telling so nicely all the pastimes and significance of the place, and reminding everything. So thank you so much, Mataji, for taking us to Vrajamandal every day. You can take over.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, just give me just 1 minute. Mataji. Mataji, 1 minute, I'm sharing. Mataji, am I audible?
Yes. Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. You're...
Yes, Mataji, I'm sharing my screen. Just give me one few seconds.
Bake, you're not just making food. You're trying new recipes, learning new skills.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's our 16th day of Parikrama. We'll be going to Prem Sarovar, I think. Yeah, I think Billy Poker is tomorrow. But if you have presentation for tomorrow also, you can show it today because we have time today. First we will do Barsana Parikrama, then Sankari Khori, and Kamadaki Mataji, you can tell the, your memories about Vrindavan Parikrama.
Mataji, can you make me the host? I'm not able to share the screen. Hare Krishna.
Indu Mataji.
Mataji, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not able to share the screen. Can you make the host? Now I'm able to share.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Boy, thank you. Tandu, thank you.
One.
Boy, thank you.
Okay. Okay, Mataji, there are so many pastimes today. We have enough time, so
Yeah.
let's start. Okay. This is our
Make
basic.
screen bigger, Mataji.
I'm making Mataji. Yes.
Yeah.
So let's begin with our prayer before we start our parikrama. So let's pray to Srimati Radharani, Sri Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, all the Guru Vargas, and Srila Prabhupada, and all the devotees. So thank you all for joining our parikrama today, and this is our parikrama map. Yesterday we were coming from Kamyavan to Barsana, and today we are in Barsana, so we have to start from here, from the Chiksoli Gram, Chitrasaki's village, and then we'll go to Shankari Kor. Then we will see all these different places here. We'll see what is More Kutir, Gavar one, very beautiful pastimes, as beautiful as the place is also. So we will start. So if you see here, we are starting with the Chiksoli Gram, which is the village of Chitrasaki. So in Bhakti Ratnakar, it is explained that her body is like kumkum color, and she wears the dress that resembles crystal, glass. Then she is 26 days older than Radharani. Her parents are Chatura and Charchika Devi, and her husband is Pitara. Padmapuran says that she created the Mayur Sarovar. She is fond of dancing with peacocks, and they would gather around her and dance while she would feed them. Her seva is bringing cloves and garlands. Out of so many sevas, this is one I just mentioned. She's skilled garment, and yeah, she's a wonderful cook that she can understand the taste of various foods made with honey, milk, and other ingredients simply by glancing at them. So this is her village, Chiksoli, and then in her village, actually there is a place called Dohani Kund. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj explained about this kund in one of his yatra lectures, that Vrishabhanu Maharaj used to bring his cows, and he used to milk his cows in the morning and evening at this place, and after milking, that whole milk would be distributed entire of Varsana and even Vrajabhumi. Then once Srimati Radharani wanted to learn how to milk the cows. Then Krishna said, okay, I will teach you how to milk the cows. And what did he do? while milking the cows, he would teach her, and at the same time, but he would bathe Srimati Radharani, like how we are seeing in the picture, but there is no Radharani there. There's another cowherd boy. So he used to milk the cows and do like the same way, so that the milk falls on Radharani's face. So here comes a very interesting path. This is a very interesting path. This is called Shankari Core. So one side is blackish, one side of the hill is golden, like yellowish, golden, whitish color. So what is that? As we discussed yesterday, three hills, three mountains come under Brahma's head. The other one, that is Vilasgad, that comes under Vishnu, that is Vishnu Parvat. That one Parvat is Vishnu Parvat. So on this side is Vishnu Parvat, On the other side is Brahma Parvat. So Vishnu Parvat is little bit blackish, and the Brahma's path the side is golden color. So this is the passage in between both the Parvats. So here is the famous pastime, the tax collection pastime that took place where, from Chiksoli, all these little gopis, they used to bring the butter and milk, and they used to go, take it into the village. Then Krishna would stop them here, saying that you have to pay tax for me. And the gopis, Lalita Sakhi especially, she's very aggressive. She used to argue, you know what? You have to pay tax for us because you were in Gokul Mahavan, and because of law, Kamsa was sending so many, people to trouble you. That was the reason that you moved here, and our Vrishabhanu Maharaj kindly let you come, here, and you're just wandering in his place, and you are asking tax. You have to pay tax. Then all the Gopa boys will be saying, from where from this logic, Lalita Sakhi is bringing. And then there used to be tug of war, and the gopis would say, go. And then there used to be a small fight, and these Gopa boys would throw stones on the pots, and when the pot is breaking, the gopis would cover the pots with their hands, with the holes with their hands, so that the butter doesn't come out. And there was a big tug of war like that, and all the butter and the yogurt that they were carrying would fall down. And it's been 5,000 years, still the rocks carry the grease of the yogurt. And if you know the very nice yogurt, if it is very thick back in India, we I don't know if you all remember, we'll get very nice cream on top of the yogurt. So even till date, there is that grease on the rocks. And this passage is, however thin and fat you are, only one person can fit in there. And some say, actually, because of the color difference, they say there's another version that I heard. It is like Radharani's color and Krishna's color on the either sides. One is one side is blackish, and the other side is golden color. So
Yeah,
and
I want to
we
tell.
go now, even the small little boys there will ask for tax collection. We have to give them some money, then only they will let us go.
Yes, Mataji. So this Sankriti is a very narrow road, and only one person can go through. So the Krishna decided that this is the good place to collect the tax. So that's why they all the Gopa boys they stand at the end, and they said, okay, you have to give tax to our leader, and who is your leader is Krishna, and they will go and take all the gopis to the Krishna. And then they will give punishment as getting butter and yogurt and everything from them. So like that. But this time what they did, the gopis caught Krishna and said, you have to pay tax to us, not us. So then, what they did, they said, you should not put this pitambar and all these things. You have to be like a girl. And they got the skirt, gopi skirt, and they put on him, and they put a pot on his head, and same way like a milk pot, and same way they break the boys used to break gopi's butter pot. Like that they broke the butter pot for Krishna, and all the butter and milk they it fall on Krishna's body, and Krishna started crying. And then Krishna said that, oh, no, 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 I will not, I will never ask you butter or the yogurt or milk. And then, and Gopi started crying. They said, Krishna, do you think that we don't have other way to go to Mathura? There are many ways to go to Mathura, but still they come to this Sankri Khori. Why? Because they get darshan of Krishna. They say, never ever do that. Like, this our butter and yogurt and milk is meant for you, and we, like, we get pleasure when you collect taxes from us. So that's the pastime happening in Sankari Kodi. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, we have seen that beautiful pastime shown in Little Krishna. Very, very beautifully they have showed. So this is one of my favorite place with a very nice, funny story. The kids might, love. My kids love this story. So this is called as Krishna Kund or Radha Sarovar. It said that Radharani would come and bathe here. This is her bathing spot. So this is in the forest of Ghevar one. So in Ghevar one we have very nice pastimes. We will see in a little time. So in this forest called Ghevar one, in the middle of Ghevar one, at the foot of More Kutir is Krishna Kund. So what is that More Kutir? We will see in the next slide. So in the middle of we're seeing this nice with lots of steps that this kund is there, right? So one day, and there are a lot of people trees also around, and there is Madhumangal's throne in this little bit this side. So we'll see why Madhumangal's throne is there, and but how this kund came is one day Krishna came with his cows and cowherd boys, and then there is no water. They were thirsty, so with his flute, he made this well. We know many times his flute is so handy. So many places he did this, like Kusum Sarovar, then here, and in Bhandir one there will be one well. So then this is how this Krishna Kund or Radha Sarovar came into manifestation. So the the pastime is why there is Madhumangal's throne is one time what happens, we know the Gopas steal butter from the Gopi's house. So they used to steal in nearby Chiksholi village. So what happened was the Gopis nicely locked they kept everything tight, they locked everything. They used to tie bells around the pot, so that just in case somebody comes, the tingling sound would make them alert that there is somebody. So they used to do all these things thinking that, oh Krishna, this boy is very naughty, if we do this maybe he'll find that way, maybe that, maybe this. So they used to very nicely monitor everything, seal everything nicely. But still there was one window open, and then all the Gopa boys entered there. And they entered and they were stealing butter, and then suddenly the gopi came. So when the gopi came, they were all trying to escape through the window. If you see the little Krishna also, they nicely showed where they were eating, and then the gopi comes, and then their expression that they were very shocked seeing the gopi. So they all will escape through one window, but Madhumangal was not able to escape because he's little bit fat. So he got stuck in the window. When he was trying to escape, like this, he was trying to escape, but he couldn't escape because he got stuck. And then this gopi caught hold of him, and what did they do? Because he's a brahmana, he has a shika, so they tied the shika to a tree, and they were swinging him. And then Madhumangal was started saying, hey Krishna, Krishna, help me, help me. And they were swinging him. And then Krishna comes, and Krishna says to the gopis, hey, what are you doing? Do you know that he's a brahmana and you're offending him? This is a very big sin if you trouble brahmana like this. Then the gopis will understand, oh yeah, he's a brahman boy, we should not do like this to a brahman boy. Then immediately they will release him. And then now the Krishna will say, see, you have offended, you have offended a brahmana, so you have to pay for this. You have to somehow pay for your sin that you have did. So go and bring lots of laddus. So they all will go to their house and get all the laddus and sweets to feed Madhumangal and please him. So they'll make Madhumangal sit on this throne that is there on Krishna Kund. At Krishna Kund, they will make them sit, and then they will feed him lots of laddus, and he will eat lots of laddus and is very satisfied. So at the end of the eating laddus, then because he's pleased, he will just ask the gopis, like, what do you want? Then the gopis will express the desire of that they want Krishna as their husband. So that is the thing, that's the pastime. It has happened here. That's why there is Madhumangal's throne. Where is Madhumangal's throne? I think take that. So as I said, this is at the foot of More Kutir, right? So from Krishna Kund, if you see, this is Krishna Kund. From Krishna Kund, you can see More Kutir. So that is More Kutir. So let's see what is more. This More Kutir inside temple. This is the temple. This is outside of the temple. These are the paintings inside the temple. And actually, More Kutir and Man Mandir are opposite to each other. So from More Kutir, if you are seeing from More Kutir, you can see Man Mandir there. That is the view. And from More Kutir, actually, we can see whole of Varsana's view also. So these are the steps that are leading to More Kutir. So what is More Kutir? More is also called as Mayur Kutir. More is a peacock. So one time, Krishna to learn music from Radharani very beautifully, like all the kokilas now, how we appreciate, wow, the cuckoo bird sings so beautifully. So Radharani sings so nicely, and Krishna said he wants to learn music from her. Then what happened? She was teaching him, and when she says sa, he would say pa. When he would say ma, he would say like that. He was not being a good student. So Radharani gets angry. So anger means man, right? So what will he do? She shows her man here. She gets angry, and then she will leave the place like, no, Krishna, I'm angry at you. Sometimes, the girls do like that, right? They get upset. It's not a real anger, but I don't know what word to use. Sometimes, we say like, no, I'm angry at you, I just want to go. So then she gets angry, and then she leaves. There is Man Mandir. I said opposite to More Kutir. So she just leaves that place, and then she will not she will go away from Krishna. Then Krishna will be upset. Oh, Radharani went, Radharani left. So what will he do? He knows that she likes peacocks, so he will come as a peacock, and he will be dancing in front of her. Then she initially she was not laughing, she was not responding, but as Krishna starts dancing and dancing and dancing, then her anger goes away, and she also becomes a peahen, and she starts dancing with Krishna. So that is More Kutir. And in More Kutir, we are seeing the paintings, right? So here a beautiful pastime is there. So what happened was there was a blind man. I think he's from Nimbarkacharya Sampradaya. So he would meditate a lot on this pastime, but he was very blind. So he had a desire to see this Leela. So he was meditating on that point of seeing this leela of this both of them dancing as peacock and peahen. So then Radharani appears in his dream, and she says that, okay, I will she appears not in the dream. I think she appears and she will talk to him. She says that, okay, I can show you this leela, but whatever leela that you are seeing, you should you should be able to draw it so that the whole world can see. Then this blind man will ask, like, I am blind, how can I draw? How is it possible? First of all, I am blind, how can I see? How can I get the vision? Then Radharani will say, do not worry, have the faith. If you have the desire, definitely it will happen. So just you promise me that you will draw. Then that blind man will actually promise. He will say yes, okay. Then Radharani will reveal that Leela. He could actually, though he's blind, he is able to see. He was able to see that Leela, and then he will, nearby, he will just go, and he will be searching everywhere with his hand. And he found the minerals to draw, he found the brushes to draw, everything by Radharani's mercy was arranged. So he got all this stuff, and though he's externally blind, he's internally having the vision of the Leela. So he drew everything, such a nice painting. So that is also there at More Kutir. And so at here we have eyes, but we are blind, we cannot see Radha and Krishna, but this blind man got the darshan of Radha and Krishna. So we have to humbly pray here, so that one day they say premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. So we have to, our eyes, if they're tinted with love on Radha and Krishna, then we can have the darshan. Just like this blind man had a lot of love. That is the reason Radharani's mercy, he could see. So that also is there here. And then there's one more pastime. So what happened was 2 generations ago, there used to live a sadhu on the forest of Ghevarvan. So Ghevarvan right now is like, once upon a time, Ghevarvan trees, they were about to cut. Ghevarvan is a part of Barsana, and the trees were actually supposed to be cut by the government, but with lots and lots of sacrifices. That's another story, that so many people, so many, Babajis, they all said, like, you can kill us if you want to kill these, like, cut these trees. And they actually tried to, the government had to, not government, I think some dacoits or somebody, I am not sure about who, but they yeah, tree cut. They wanted to cut all the trees in the Gevaravan forest, but then because of their sacrifice and their fighting spirit, we still see the Gevaravan with all the nice trees and everything. So in this Gevaravan, there was a sage who was always chanting the holy names. And then there was a lion 2 generations before. This was the story explained by Vrajavasis when His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was living at Barsana. So the Vrajavasis told him that this lion would roam in the forest of Ghevarvan, and the sage, undisturbed, he was every day chanting the holy names. I think he was 75-year-old. And this lion, just by the association of this sadhu, she became so gentle. You know how wild lions are. He surrendered at the, this is a real story, it's not any Lion King movie, but she really this lion really surrendered to this sage. And the sage whispered the mantra, initiation mantra, in the ear of the lion, and the lion became disciple of the sage. And the lion become a very good brahmachari every day, just with the pause, like sitting and listening to Bhagavat Katha from the sage. And in fact, this lion would do madhukari. The lion was thinking, I have to serve my guru, and the guru used to put a bag on the neck of lion, and the lion would come down the mountain, and the lion would knock the door. Imagine when there is a door knock, you open and there is a lion. For me, I cannot even imagine. I will be scared if there is a lizard also outside my door. So imagine there is a lion, how it would be. Then the lion was knocking the door, but slowly the news spread that there is this lion coming, and the gentle look of the lion, they understood that he's a good lion. And they used to put chapatis in the bag, the rotis or whatever they made. Every day the lion would collect the food for the master and take without even eating. He would again climb back, offer it to the guru first, and then whatever is there, the lion would eat. The lion left the body in the forest of Ghevarvan only. So that was one more, don't know when, but 2 generations back this story happened. So that is the pastime, one more pastime here. And then opposite to Mor Kutir is Man Mandir. So Man means anger. So this is where Radharani exhibited her anger. Sort of many pastimes. One pastime, one pastime is one day Radha and Krishna were here, and then Krishna was comparing Radharani's face, like, oh, how beautiful, your face is like a moon. Then Radharani got so upset when he said that her face looks like a moon. She said, oh, you're comparing my face with the moon. Moon has spots, and moon keeps diminishing, right? Moon, we know how moon reduces in size, becomes big, reducing. So you mean that my face beauty is reducing every day? You know how the girls take the logics when they're arguing and fighting. So she's saying, so that means my beauty is diminishing every day. So you're comparing me with moon. Moon has spots, and the moon is other name is Chandra also, right? So she's thinking that he's comparing with Chandravali. So she gets a little bit upset, and she's like, I don't want to talk with you. And Krishna will feel again upset because he don't want to see his beloved upset, right? So what will Krishna do? Krishna will be feeling very sad. Now what should I do? What should I do, like that? But meanwhile, her anger little bit subsides, and she comes back as dressed herself as Krishna. Radharani comes back dressed herself as Krishna, and then Krishna will be thinking, who is this? I see, I am here as standing as Krishna, and I see Krishna there. Then this Radharani will be claiming, saying that, hey, I am Krishna, who are you? Then Krishna says, No, I am Krishna. Who are you? Then Radharani says, Radharani disguised as Krishna. She says, okay, if you are Krishna, where is your Radharani? Show me. You should always be with Radharani. Where are you? Show. Then he will say, oh, you want to see my Radharani? Okay, I will call her. Let me play my flute. If I play, then Radharani will come. Then he's playing, she's not coming. He's playing, she's not coming. And finally he plays the one tune. So then Radharani cannot resist herself, and then she will reveal her identity that she is Radharani herself. And then they both will laugh together, and they will run towards Lalita Sakhi's village, saying that now let's go to Lalita and let's see if Lalita can differentiate, can find out who is Krishna. So that is the pastime that took place at Man Mandir.
One more thing, Mataji, I don't know you are going to tell that or not. Radharani was saying, like, I want to learn how to play flute from you, and Krishna was saying, I want to learn how to get angry from you. So then Krishna said, okay, my turn first. You teach me how to get angry. So she said, okay, if you are showing that you are angry, you have to see that one on the one throne. Stone. So Krishna was sitting there. Then say, okay, no matter how much I call you, the person who are angry with call you, don't look at him or her. So okay, they say, okay, let's do the practical. So Krishna was sitting on the stone and say, don't look at me, look there. So he was looking on the other side, and then Radharani said, even though no matter how much I call you, don't look at me. So Radharani said, Krishna. Krishna didn't look. And then I said, Krishna. And Krishna looked. And I said, okay, you cannot learn. Okay, let's. Krishna said, no, 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 no. Give me one more chance, one more chance. Okay, then again, Krishna sat like, like he is angry. He's pretending like he is angry. And Radharani said, Krishna. Then Krishna, and Krishna again looked and say, okay, no, you should not look, Baba. Say, Krishna say, I thought, oh, there is some importance, so that's why I looked. Say, no matter how much I called you, don't look at me. Then again, Krishna was sitting there, and Radharani was calling him from behind and saying, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So many times she called and Krishna didn't look. And Radharani fainted. And Krishna said, what is this? You are the one who was teaching me that, you have to get angry and don't look at. So that's what I did. I did not look at. And Radharani thought that he got really, means that's real anger, and Krishna is not gonna look at me, and she, just because of that thought, she fainted and say, oh. Then Krishna said, I am just pretending that I am, like, not looking at you. So it's like Radharani is a devotee and Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what happens if Krishna said, what will happen if I really get angry at you? Means just by pretending Radharani fainted, then what will happen when Krishna gets really angry? So Krishna never ever gets angry to Radharani or his devotees.
Thank you, Mataji. So, how many of you know this pickle, Mataji? I don't know because we
Yeah,
don't make.
that's a ghavar.
Tenti. Tenti, or it's called, I think, Kela. So as we walk in Gaver one, there are so many small fruits. Tinti, actually, in Brahma Mohana Leela time, it's explained. The Vrajavasis say that we know the cowherd boys were eating food, right, when Brahma comes and looks at them. So actually, Krishna was eating this pickle with yogurt, rice, and tinti pickles. The Vrajavasis explain that this was favorite of Krishna, this pickle, and these are the trees that we find in Vrindavan, especially in Barsana. As we walk in Barsana, we will see. Actually, Gaver one is so beautiful. That's the playtime. Krishna and Radharani used to play there. Mm, there are lots of, according to season, different colors. Like sometimes there are emerald drop leaves, sometimes there are topaz color flowers, sometimes there are yellow flowers, white flowers. So different flowers, very beautiful forest. They keep changing based on seasons. So then we come to Dhangad. So these are the beautiful deities. We have a temple there here. This is Dhangad and this Dan Bihari temple. So let's see why it is called Dan Bihari. Why is it called Dan Bihari? They have nice sandalwood. See, they applied sandalwood dots. This is sandalwood and saffron mixed. So the pastime is one time from Unchagaon, or whatever pronunciation, if I'm wrong, yesterday Sham Gori Mata. Unchka or Unchgaon, right, Mataji, you said? Unchagaon.
Yeah, that's the correct one.
Okay. So from that village, there was a very poor man, and he had a girl of marriageable age. So we know how in India, girls marriage, especially in olden days, girl born means marriage, and they need to give dowry, they need to have lots of money. So he was a poor man and he had a girl. So the wife was always, how will you marry her? You don't even have money like that. She was always using those kind. She was a little bit harsh, rude to the husband. So this man was thinking, how now what should I do? Then he heard that Krishna is Dina Bandhu. So I will go and I'll talk to Krishna. So maybe, Krishna can help me. So Krishna was busy playing with his friends that day when this poor man had come. Then he will say his problem. This poor man will reveal his problem. Then Krishna said, oh, what all money I have, that money belongs to my father, Nanda Baba. The cows, the butter, the property, I don't own anything. It is my father. So you have to ask him. Then this poor man will say, oh no, Krishna, he was thinking Krishna will help. Then we know that Krishna can't see the Brahmanas. He's a poor Brahmana. Krishna wants the Brahmanas and cows to always be happy. So this Krishna then will say, okay, all I own is only Radharani. So I will give you her in dhan. You take her. Then this Brahmana will be thinking, Are, I'm getting difficulty to marry one daughter only and he's giving me one more girl. Now what should I do? Two girls. How will I maintain them? He was very confused. Then slowly the news went to Radharani. Radharani was thinking, without even asking me one word, how can Krishna give me in dhan? I cannot go leaving him. How will I go to somebody else's house? And then she'll be worrying and she'll be crying and, she's worried. Then, Radharani is very clever, right? So all the gopis in Ravi know one of the quality of Radharani, she's very intelligent. Then the gopis will be thinking what to do. Radharani will be thinking what to do. Then Radharani will say that, so okay, he wanted to give me, so my deha, right? So whatever weight I am, my body is weighing, that much weight I'll sit on one side of the balance, and the other side we will weigh with equal amount of gold. The weight of my body we will weigh, and whatever gold comes we will give to that Brahmana. So it is as good as giving me in dhan, because it is equal to my body's weight. So then Radharani will sit. Already? Yeah, no, my son is reminding me saying that Krishna says that I already promised the Brahmana, so you have to actually go. So then Radharani sits on one side of the that weighing machine, and she puts her jewelry. Then the gopis put all their jewelry, so they will match it to her weight. Then what all jewelry was collected, Krishna gives that in dhan to that Brahmana, and the Brahmana happily goes back to his village and gets his daughter married so nicely. So this is the place that pastime has happened, and it is called as Dhangad, and the deities are called Radha Dan Bihari. And as we walk, we come to this beautiful, construct. We know how nice the Rajasthani building. If you go to Jaipur, very beautiful constructions. We don't see anywhere like that. So this is one of that Jaipur king built this temple. So this is called as Radha Kushal Bihari Mandir. So what happened was, there was a king of Jaipur called Savai Madhu Singh. So what happened, he used to visit to this place with all his family, visiting Lala Ladli temple, that is on Shriji Mandir, Bhanugad. So he was visiting there, and he had a desire of building a very nice temple for Lala and Ladli, Radha Rani's temple. And he wanted to build a beautiful temple and shift the deities from there to here. So there was see, he's a king, but he kept the temple in the center, and all the rooms were around. Means the minister's room, the king's room, the queen's room, the kids' rooms, everything were surrounded around the altar area in this temple. That was the plan. So imagine how nice it would be if our presidents and if the White House also in the center had a temple, and around are staying the president, vice president. So the point here is Krishna should be the center of our life. That was the point with which he built this temple. But in the dream, Radharani comes and says that, no, don't move me from there. That was the place where I grew up in, when I was a child. That was the place of my home, where Vrishabhanu and Kirtida Mata and I were there. So this is not the place. So please don't move me from there. That was requested by Radharani to this king. Then the king was not feeling bad. He was not frustrated. He was not thinking, I tried to make big temple with lots of money for Radharani, and Radharani is saying this. No, he was very submissive. He was very nice. As soon as Radharani said, he instead of bringing the deities from there, he actually built another temple, other deity. There was another altar, and they're very, very strict. You Google anywhere, you do Facebook, you don't find the picture. They're very strict about taking pictures. So in the center, there is Radha Kushal Bihari, and on the left side, there is Radha Hans Gopal. Then Narada Muni deity is there. 4 Kumaras are there. Then there is because the king who built this temple is from the Nimbarkacharya Sampradaya. So there is a black deity of Nimbarka. Then there is Radha Nritya Gopal also on the right side. So these are the deities inside this Jaipur temple. Very beautiful building. Mataji, you want to say something?
Nice, Mataji. Thank you for getting this picture.
And then comes our Lala Ladli temple. Very, very famous, very beautiful temple. Very beautiful.
It's very big.
Yeah. There are almost, I think, 270 steps if you have to go to this temple. Here also they're very strict to take the pictures. But now somehow people will click, because lots of mobiles, right? How much will they control? So actually, if you come this way, this courtyard, if you see the black and white titles, it's a very big courtyard. You can see all Barsana very beautifully, and the temple is like inside, like here you have to go. So we know Lala means beloved son, Ladli means beloved daughter. So there's a childhood form of Radharani and Krishna's deities inside this Lala Ladli temple. And Radharani is called as Shri. So it is also called as Shriji Mandir, and it is on the top of Bangad. And wait. Okay. So then here, actually, this temple, we remember at Lalita Sakhi's village, we saw the Samadhi of Narayana Bhatta Goswami, right? So when Vajranabh established this deity 5,000 years ago, eventually this deity was lost like other deities. But then it was Narayana Bhatta who found the deity and then established a temple. but later, that was a very small temple, and I believe it was initially called as Radha Raman by the name of Radha Raman temple. But later in 1675, with the help of Raja Todarmal, who was the governor in Akbar's court, Narayan Bhatta built this huge, nice, beautiful building. It's a very beautiful, it's like some of us who have seen, we know how beautiful it is. So, here, if you have to celebrate Janmashtami or Radhashtami, I heard I was not there for Janmashtami and Radhashtami, but last time when we went, the people who are like local people were saying that very, very crowded. Like you have to start the before day only. By 2 o'clock, they will close the altar. Then nice Brajvasi songs, like local Barsana people will come and they will sing. There is no need for you to move. They will be pushing you this side and this side and this side. So we have to see Janmashtami and Radhashtami being celebrated here at least once in a lifetime is what they were telling. And on the roofs there are so nice depictions of Krishna's pastimes, very beautiful in the roof. There is this nice holy pastime, there is Rasa Leela, and there is Krishna coming as a flower Malini. So what happened was, one time Radharani was very, very upset with Krishna. So then Krishna will be thinking, now how should I please Radharani? I mean, how should I make her anger go away and laugh? So what will Krishna do? Krishna will go as a flower seller. Recently, if some of you are on Facebook, if you like the page of Radha Shyam Sundar, which we will be visiting soon, Radha Shyam Sundar's DT, Shamananda Pandit's DT. So if they decorate the DT so beautifully, recently they decorated Krishna as that flower seller. So maybe I will look for that picture. I didn't get time. Tomorrow I will show you definitely. They showed Krishna as bangle seller. They dressed him as a flower seller. So beautiful it was. So that is the pastime is Krishna goes as a flower seller Malini. And then he will nicely sell the flower. He will be saying to Radharani. Then Radharani will think like, who is this blackish flower seller? I have never seen. Oh, she will say, she will introduce herself as Malini. Then she gives a flower garland to Krishna. He gives he disguised as she. Krishna will give a flower garland to Radharani. Radharani will think this kind of flower garland cannot be made by anybody. I think then she gets a little bit suspicious that it could be Krishna. Then she will start trying to tease Krishna opposite, and she will say, oh gopis, this flower seller is looks very poor. His dress sari looks very old, so immediately we will dress him with a very nice sari and good jewelry. So now come on, get undressed, remove your shirt, remove your sari, we will give a new sari. And Krishna will be feeling very shy. Then the gopis will be saying, no, it's okay, why are you feeling shy? We are all girls only. Remove, dress yourself with the new they'll be pulling his sari and he'll say no. They'll be pulling and he will be saying no. And in that all the flowers will fall down, and then Krishna, all the beautiful flowers will just fall down. And then Krishna will reveal his identity that he is Krishna. So that pastime is also painted in Sriji Mandir. So all those beautiful pastimes, if we go there nicely, maybe when we go for yatras, it is bit rush because the yatra people will be saying we have to go, or we have to be with the time and with the yatra. But if we go separately sometime, we can talk with the local pujari, the Vrajvasis, and you can nicely observe everything. So that is the one thing here. And Holi also they celebrate. Actually, there is one festival called Laddu Holi also. Laddu Holi, I think I don't remember which day they celebrate Holi, but before that Holi, they do this Laddu Holi, and they do this big pichakaris. They celebrate Holi. There is one flower. I forgot the flower what they were mentioning. They collect all the flowers. They dry that flowers, and the next year they will soak all the flowers in 50 gallons of water for 3 days, and nice yellow color water comes with a beautiful aroma, and they use that to celebrate the Holi here in Varsana. So that is about Varsana. And Lastly, I would like to conclude with this. I forgot to write the title, but this is one of my favorite. And I forgot to tell. Next time, if you go, please remember, like when you are coming down the hill, nobody know means. I also have not been, but I know that there is Ashtasaki Mandir. There is, as you are coming down the Shriji Mandir, because as I said, it's a hill and there are 270 steps. As you're coming down, there is the temple of Ashtasaki. There are three Ashtasaki temples, if I three in Vrindavan. One is at Radhakund, one is here, and the third one. So please remember and ask them. So there is Ashtasaki temple. There is the temple of Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida and Radharani and Sridham are there. Then there is a temple of Brahma and there is a temple of who is that? Vrishabhanu's Kirtidas, Kirtidas or Vrishabhanu's Manipal and Sukhada. I remember grandparents of Radharani. Yeah, grandparents of Radharani's temple is also there. I think she Kirtida Mataji's parents. So that temple is there. So all these temples which we can peacefully visit when we go by ourselves, you can check those temples as you are coming down. And then comes Pili Poker. So very, very beautiful.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. That flower called Kesuro?
What, Mataji?
That color flower, color.
Kesuro.
Yeah. Yes.
Orange
Yes.
color.
Correct, Mataji.
Kesuro.
Kesuro, correct.
Kesuro.
They are orange color flowers and.
Correct,
Yeah.
Mataji. They told, but I forgot the name. Keshudo, correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
They use for the holy.
Holy, correct.
Yes.
Yeah, when you say I remember. Yes, Mataji. And then comes Pili Poker. Very, very beautiful pastime. Actually, I always wish if I have a big house, I want to get this painting of Pili Poker done. And there's one Mataji who does in Alachua. She takes years to paint any painting. She takes every detail so nicely that I always tell my Prabhu, like, if we have a house, then I want this one to get painted. And because very beautiful pastime. So, the pastime goes like this. Radharani used to go to Nanda Maharaja's house every day as on the request of Yashoda Mata to cook for Sri Krishna. She used to go. They say that from Pavan Sarovar, they used to have a big line of gopis ready. After the food is cooked, they used to climb all the way to the hill. So every day she used to go to Nandagaon and cook with her own hands to Sri Krishna. And one day Yashoda Maharani was thinking that she got so immersed in the thoughts seeing Radharani. How we feel so good. Now I don't have a daughter. When I look at any girl, oh my God, I feel like so that feeling from the heart is very, very different. So she was, especially when I see cute little girls dressed as gopis with two plates, gopi dress. So, it's so enchanting. They look so beautiful. So Yashoda Mai also, she will be like looking at Radharani. Oh, how beautiful she is. How nice she is. She gets immersed in her thoughts and she'll think how nice it would be if Radharani becomes my daughter-in-law. And then she will call Radharani, and in that, in that thought, what will she do? She will apply haldi, turmeric to her hands. And those days, like if somebody applies turmeric to hands, that means you are engaged to that home, like to that the son of that home. So then she gets so, in that thought she applied. Then Radharani looks at her hands. Now she will think, now I'll go back home. What will my mother say? What should I do? She'll be hiding her hands and she will be walking back to her house and she will, hide. Then in between, she sees this water pond and she tries to she washes all her hands, and the water becomes so yellowish, so yellow, and she, after washing, she goes back. So on the other side, what happens? Krishna brings his cows to this place, and Krishna will be thinking, so what is this place? I have never seen this kind of pond in here. What is this yellow water? Then he will enter the water, and obviously that came from the Radharani's hand, right? So he enters the water, he goes in, the cows are all waiting outside. He goes inside, up until here, 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 and only his peacock feather is seen, and that is also not seen. He gets drowned in the water, and the cows are just looking there, and suddenly he comes up. He becomes full golden color complexion, and he will walk out. So that is an indication. Actually, Krishna showed his Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like how he's going to come in Gaura Leela, golden form. He showed that. So he showed that form before itself in that Leela. And again, anyways, like Radharani goes back, still her hand is yellow.
Yeah.
Then the villagers come to know that she is, engaged to Nanda Maharaj's son. Then they want to send jewelry. Nanda Baba wants to send back, and where Krishna says we'll send the best pearls, and Krishna will tries to grow the pearls. So that's all the story. But yes, Mataji, Shamagori Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, when Krishna dips inside the water, his heart becomes like Radharani's heart. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, but in the mood of Radharani. So, Krishna's mood becomes like Radharani's mood, and in that mood, he is calling like Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. He is Krishna himself, but he's calling for Krishna. So that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and just he raised his hand, and because he saw Radharani there, and he raised his hand and he was calling for Krishna, 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 like because his heart became like Radharani. So that's the place is Pili Poker, and after that, they Yashodamai like made her hand, Radharani's hand yellow, and the news spread everywhere that, oh, and then everybody get together, like one family from Radharani's side and family from Krishna's side, and they got together and they say, let's they make them engage them and let's marry them. But if they get married, then that Parkiya Bhav will not be there. So Puran Masi comes in between and, like, shade her hand like this, and everybody forgets that pastime. Like, that Radharani wants, means should be the daughter-in-law of like Nanda Maharaja, like that. So they don't get married. So that's what they want, like, they want Parakiya Bhav in Vrajamandal. So that's what.
Yeah, I heard in fact Purnamasi says that no, this is not an auspicious time. It's not an auspicious
Yeah,
time. It is not good. So she says no. Then all will stop that effort of
Yes, I also heard that it was not proper time.
yes, yes, Mataji.
yes.
So
To get married.
that is the beautiful. Peely is yellow. Pokra is pond. So Peely Poker, yellow pond. So that is all about Barsana. Very, very beautiful place, beautiful pastime. And in Barsana, if you take two stones, this Prabhuji was saying, generally when two hard stones, when you do, like, it makes a sound of gur, gur, gur sound. But here, if you have that heart to listen, they will make the sound of like an ankle bell sound. That's Radharani sound. So Radharani's mercy is profusely pouring in Barsana. So please, next time, please, if you get a chance, please go there. Who all didn't go? And next time, if we go, I have also a couple of places I